Good morning. Going to talk about Module 6, July 13th through 20th, our last module. So this is the last week of the semester. I know you'll be excited to finish this course. Hopefully it'll be the only course you have left, and you'll be able to enjoy a little bit of the summer without any coursework before you have to go back to teaching. This week we're going to focus, as it says in the overview up here, on the discussion and the conclusion, right? So, in the discussion section, this is where you do get to comment on your findings. Remember the results are just the facts, Joe Friday, just what you found with no commentary on it. But the results is where you kind of get to talk about the findings and, more importantly, tie it to your lit review, right? So how did this align with your lit review or the previous, work that's been done on this? How is it different than the previous work that's been done on this topic, right? And that's one of the reasons that lit review is so important, right? Is it informs you on the it informs your development of your questions, among other things, but it also when you find your findings, you're like, oh, well, wow, look, this is, this aligns with what was found previously, or wow, look, this is completely different than what this person found when they did this research. And then you have your conclusion, right? A great place to, obviously, to kind of summarize, what you found, but also this is a good place for you to put your implications for, future research, or how does this apply to practice, right? What does this mean for your practitioners in the field? So learning objectives, again, being able to write your discussion and your conclusion, as well as revising and submitting your capstone based on the feedback you get, and then ultimately submitting it, right? So under learning activities, first thing, just want to thank everybody. Thank you so much for all your hard work this semester. This has been a great group based on your haven't been any problems with people submitting their work and submitting their feedback, which is not always the case. So kudos to you guys for your hard work here. I've really enjoyed reading your reflections on teacher leadership articles. And most everybody has, not surprisingly, gone above and beyond. I asked for a couple of paragraphs. People have given me, 1-2 pages, maybe 3 pages of reflection, which is wonderful. I love reading your reflections and thoughts on the readings and videos. And also just the feedback that have come back from the check-ins. And again, this is not always the case, have been overwhelmingly positive that you guys are doing a great job, providing feedback to your colleagues on their paper. So just thank you so much. It's wonderful to see the professionalism in your approach to your graduate work, and it really makes my work a lot easier. So thank you very much. So on our agenda, we're going to have our video like we do every week that I'm making right now, posted here. And then your capstone, number 2 section says, if you want to review that, you can just click right here, and we have the review of just those 2 sections. And then by Saturday, you can use a Word document, you can use a Google Doc or a Microsoft Office document to submit just those 2 sections, the discussion and the conclusion. And have those posted for your peer group by Saturday at midnight. Once somebody posts it, you're going to go in and say, hey, I'm going to grade this one or review this one. And you want to have those reviews back to them by Monday at midnight. Be sure to provide detailed, substantive comments, and to look at the rubric. You can even copy and paste the rubric at the end of their paper and highlight what you think, where they are on that rubric, but definitely refer to the components of the rubric and let them know whether or not they're meeting those, okay? And that reference or that recommendation comes right from you guys in your peer group saying, hey, this would be very helpful. And then finally, number 3, it says number 4. It looks like one got deleted, or I just misnumbered them. But your last item here is you're going to submit your capstone. Yay. You've been working on this a year. This is what a great feeling this is going to be. So your capstone will be submitted here at the bottom by Wednesday at midnight. So that gives you 2 days to work on it and get those revisions based on your colleagues' feedback. If for some reason the Anthology link is not working for you, and maybe it's an issue on my end, maybe it's an issue on Anthology, but go ahead and submit it in the backup link below. And that way you don't have to panic and send me, emails, and panic at, 11:30 at night, on Monday. And then on Tuesday, when I check my email, I'll get with you and the Anthology person if you're having problems, and we'll get those issues resolved. Okay. Just a couple of last, points. Most folks, the majority of points that are lost on these capstones really is probably with APA formatting. I highly encourage you to go to the Purdue OWL website, open the sample paper for, not the student paper, but the one that's for academics or journal submission. I can't remember how they label it, but not the student one. Open that up. It shows you how the paper should be formatted. It's got comments in the margins with specifics about spacing and size. And please use that so that you don't lose these points on APA formatting. Remember, you're going to have a title page. You're going to have a reference page. That reference page will start on the new page, and it will say reference at the top, not works cited. Remember, we're using APA, not MLA. Your appendix will come after your reference page. So just make sure you check all that. And finally, just be sure that you're working within the confines of the page numbers, which the page numbers will start with your title page and end with your reference section. So your reference section is not included, but everything prior to that is included. It's very important that you follow that. I think maybe I can't remember exactly, maybe 15, 16 people in the class. If everybody just goes over a page, that's a whole nother paper that I'm grading. And at times we've had people 5 pages over. You're already talking about a total of, let's say if there's 15 people in here, 15, we're already talking about 400 pages. So I'm reading a Russian novel here in the first place. So going over really adds, to a lot to the workload. So please follow that so you don't have points taken off if you've gone over the page number. Okay. So hope everybody is doing well. And if you have any questions, don't ever hesitate to just contact me via email, text message, or give me a call. And I look forward to reading your capstones.